So making my friends watch Nope back in 2022 turned out to be a terrible decision. Now, right off the bat, I really liked Nope. I saw its flaws, but I still had a lot of fun at the movies. But my friends didn't. I just could not understand what they saw and I didn't. That was until 2024, when I watched Nope again. The flaws are there, and the flaws are glaring. And given as all of this is my thought dump, let's talk about it. I just cannot figure out the reasoning behind having the title cards and the chapter cards having the same font, the same graphic design, and the same background score. It seems like a small problem, but the thing is, it throws off the viewers from the get-go. For a movie that urges its viewers to dig deeper into the layers, I would be lying to say that I didn't spend an ungodly amount of time trying to figure out the deeper meaning. But that isn't where the problems stop. Every chapter card has the name of an animal that ends up dying. Every one of them except one. You see, Lucky's name shows up in the chapter card, but he is miraculously saved when Jean Jacket wreaks havoc on Jupe's farm. This was the first animal that hasn't died, so really it must mean something. And when the next chapter card was Jean Jacket, I thought that this is the curveball that the movie is throwing at us. But Jean Jacket ends up dying and Lucky is the only anomaly. But why? What is the reason behind Lucky surviving? Why was he the exception? What was the reason for the chapters? And I've tried looking for an answer everywhere. But honestly, there wasn't a reason that felt like it had any meaning. And because of that, the chapter cards feel like they're there just to add flair. They end up doing essentially nothing for the movie. But they lead us to a problem that is way bigger. So if I ask you what the core themes of Nope are, what would you say? If you think that the chapter cards portray the real theme, then you may think that the theme is nature. Nature can never be oppressed, be it Gordy, be it Jean Jacket, or the Haywoods themselves. One day or the other, nature will lash out. Alternatively, if you look at the Haywoods themselves, then the central theme is something completely different. You see, M starts off her first monologue by explaining that the first stuntman, the first movie star of motion pictures, was a black man on a horse that just so happens to be the Haywoods' great-great-grandfather. But his name has been scrubbed off from everywhere. No one remembers him. So, when M and OJ realize there might be a UFO in their backyard, they decide that they have to be the first ones to get the shot before anyone else can swoop in and again take their claim. Even Jupe has a similar story. After what happened on Gordy's show, he was unceremoniously discarded to the sidelines. Years later, he's still trying to make a name for himself using all of that trauma. So if you look at all of this, you might think that the movie is talking about how people of color are usually relegated to the sidelines. Their names, their reputations, their legacies are always swept under the rug. But Jordan Peele also talks about this being his spectacle film. He wanted to talk about the pursuit of the spectacle, the obsession with the spectacle, the obsession with that one shot, the obsession of art. And in this way, the DOP, Antlers, and the TMZ reporter are the literal personification of this deadly pursuit. So maybe the film is talking about how chasing the spectacle for your art, for money, or for anything else is problematic, is wrong. But it doesn't stop there. Gordy's entire segment is in the middle of the film. The film is calling attention to it. And given that all of this is from Jupe's perspective, maybe the film is talking about trauma. Trauma that completely changes someone's life. Years later, Jupe feels like he's the chosen one. Everything that happened to him happened for a reason. If you see his description of what happened on Gordy's show, you can understand that he's not talking about his experiences. The only way he remembers what happened is through an SNL sketch. So maybe the film is talking about trauma. There is also the theme of responsibility, the responsibility OJ feels for the legacy of his father and the animals on the farm. There's also a small tidbit about wanting to do something for the greater good. So with all of this in mind, if I ask you again, what are the central themes of Nope? What would you say? When I asked myself this question, I understood what the problem was. You see, Nope has so much to say. It has so much to talk about. But given that it does not focus on anything long enough, the audience does not get to sink their teeth in. It moves from one theme to the other, from one idea to the other, in such quick succession that none of the themes come out in a satisfactory manner. And that is why my friends had no idea what to latch onto. And this had a trickle-down effect on everything. By the third act, the movie ends up becoming a spectacle, and the spectacle engulfs all of the substance. But that doesn't mean there wasn't any good. As I said in the beginning, even through its flaws, I had a lot of fun with Nope, because what it does well, it does really well. Jordan called this his spectacle, and by God did he deliver. From the Haywood house coated with blood to the terrifyingly beautiful design of the monster. Honestly, Jean Jacket is probably my favorite design of any monster ever. The visuals in this film were absolutely spectacular. I also felt that the film had a lot of heart. And Daniel Kaluuya and Keke Palmer bring their best. They're absolutely stunning in their performances. The subtlety of Daniel Kaluuya's acting and the boisterousness of Keke Palmer melded perfectly. Another thing that I noticed the second time was how funny this film was. Clearly, Jordan Peele is a master and those skills are perfectly utilized. One more thing. Greg Alba from The Real Rejects pointed out that this is Jordan Peele's Western. But rather than having guns, what he has are cameras. So, with everything we talked about in mind, do I think that the shit I got from my friends was valid?
No.
I mean, the movie has its flaws, but it still is really good. And their reaction, just like my appreciation, is completely valid. But the pros do outweigh the cons. In the end, all I can say is that Nope was a really good time in the movies. But it had the potential to be a great one. And this was this week's Thought Dump. I am Siddharth Vasu. I do really hope you liked this video. If you did reach the end, do let me know what you liked, what you didn't like. And I guess I'll see you next time.